The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Green.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Green. Time to talk about them Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Beating the Carolina Panthers this past week, and you did it in convincing fashion.
I said last week, whoever won this game, I was going to be incredibly impressed with. And if you look at our power rankings from this week, we're pretty impressed with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
The Cowboys and the Cardinals, that's two teams I was a year early on, but damn, I was right on these two teams.
Yes.
Took me a year of just getting kicked in the dick, but by God, I was right about them.
Well, Dallas is 3-1 to start out the year, and the only blemish on your record is a loss to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that opener.
No shame in that.
No, absolutely no shame in that. And guess what? You get the Giants this week. Then you get the Patriots, the Vikings, the Broncos, the Falcons. You got all of that before you take on the Kansas City Chiefs, which is going to be your next toughest matchup.
Are the Dallas Cowboys the first team to lock up a division?
Yes.
I agree with you, but I'm close on Tennessee. Not because I think Tennessee's that good.
Yeah, that's a good
But because that division is dog water.
I'll be honest
with you, this division is dog water.
Yeah, I still believe that Indianapolis has a chance to make that a race, but they're running out of time.
Yeah, and their quarterback has 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel. So, I feel like the Grim Reaper just follows Carson Wentz around. Just waits for him to walk by moving cars, I'm gonna get you one day, you little dickhead.
There's not a lot not to like about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they had the Jalen Smith thing, but I mean, you've got the young talent on the team. You felt comfortable enough just letting him go.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that happens is because you draft well.
Right.
And if you remember, when we covered the draft, we do every year right here live in the Sportsocracy, and by every year, I mean we've done it once, and we plan on doing it again. I said Jabril Cox was probably my favorite pick of the entire draft. And now you've got this slew of linebackers, Micah Parsons, Keanu Neal, you still got Leighton Vander Esch, you got Jabril Cox, who's cheap because he's a rookie, and you're just very multiple. This is what happens when teams draft well. The Seattle Seahawks are what happens when teams draft shittily. The Dallas Cowboys are an example of, hey, this is what can happen. You go from being an afterthought, also-ran team to within, 8 years? You go Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, who's still very good, Tony Pollard, Amari Cooper was in a trade, but CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, who is probably the most underrated tight end in the NFL. That line that's really, really good, all those linebackers, and Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, that's how you flip a roster.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I'm about to give credit to Jerry Jones, but damn, I look at this roster sometimes and just go, my God, I remember when they were awful.
Right. And how did you build this? After all of the crap that we gave you about giving the big contracts to Amari Cooper and to DeMarcus Lawrence, and you have done really, really well. And now,
really well.
Yeah, and now you're reaping the benefits of it because you're looking at a team that's going to roll off a whole bunch of wins this year. You're going to win this division comfortably.
In a walk.
Yeah. And you've got Ezekiel playing like Ezekiel Elliott again. I mean, he's averaging 7 yards a carry. That's insane. You got Tony Pollard behind him that, God forbid, should something happen, you've got a running back to lean on. You've got so many weapons now.
Tony Pollard's averaging 7 yards a carry. Zeke's at 5.5.
Okay, I think he was seven at home or something like that. Either regardless, it's incredible.
You're running quite well.
Yeah, and now and here's the thing. People are forgetting that Michael Gallup's going to come back to this team at some point.
If you had told me that Dak Prescott would have only thrown for 1,000 yards and this team would be 3-1, I would say, who the hell did they beat? The Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, and a high school team. because I thought Dak Prescott had to be fantastic. Well, secret time, he doesn't. He has to be efficient, and he has to be the guy that you've seen. Don't turn the ball over. Don't try to force it. Don't do too much. We have plenty. And now the defense is fine. And Trayvon Diggs is ridiculous.
That dude.
God, he's good.
5 interceptions to start out the season. He's got more interceptions than 27 teams in the NFL.
Which is insane.
He's already made his play to be NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and I don't think I can argue with that.
I mean, at the quarter pole of the season, I can't disagree with you. Can I tell you it's going to stay that way? No. Because why do teams keep throwing at him that is my biggest question. Why in the shit would you keep throwing at him?
Because he's on their guy. They're going to put him on the guy every time.
What's funny to me is that Anthony Brown's actually been better. If you look if you look at grades, Anthony Brown's been better, which is dumbfounding.
It is. And this week you get the New York Giants, and this is a game you should win handily.
And I think they're gonna.
I think they will as well.
I feel like the Giants got a little bit of gumption beating the Saints last week, and this is like a big brother, little brother thing where they go, "Listen here, little bitch," slap you right in your fucking mouth. You remember who you are,
right?
You remember who the daddy rabbit is.
You put Trayvon Diggs on Kenny Golladay, and you'll be able to limit anything that they can do offensively. Because I think your front is going to be able to get after Daniel Jones. I don't foresee Saquon Barkley having another great week this week.
I don't either.
To me, you're just the more powerful team.
Very much so.
David and Goliath type of a matchup. Except for only this time David doesn't have a slingshot.
No, this time he's got a pea shooter. And it's not loaded.
Dallas Cowboys, they're going to roll off a whole bunch of wins here, but have started out fantastically to start this season, 3-1. And we'll have all of your Dallas Cowboys content here in the Wicked Weed studio all
or whatever
season
team
long.
you like. All of them.
Every
week.
We do every team by
now that our studios, plugged back in again and we're connected to the outside world.
That's right. And because of that, we will be back on live every weekday morning at 10 a.m. in this here Wicked Weed studio. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Green. And we will see you next time.